What's up, guys? Live here at Pro Play Games with Alejandro. He topped with his mono blue Vegeta deck, and he's going to go through some of the cards that he used to get this victory. Let's see.
It's pretty standard, as in it's all just using all the most broken blue cards, along with like just strong Vegetas and Gokus. Well, with Vegeta, what he does as a normal is just you take one card from your life, and he gets critical that turn, which means instead of the card that you take from your opponent going to their hand, it just goes to the grave. So that's what makes him broken, plus just getting the card in your hand gives you more advantage over your opponent. Once he flips, he does the same thing, draw two, and his effect's the same, the adding to critical, but he draws you a card when he attacks, so
Sweet.
it just pluses. For pretty standard cards is the Boo, which is just like an upstart. Bulma, I only played two. I actually cited the third because I started putting it in more because I thought I had enough starter cards, but this Bulma's a lot better than the Goku I was playing, and it gets you to the best card, well, one of the best cards, which is Whis, which gives you energy. The only blocker I played was Kai. He's just a 1 mana, so it's just the easiest to summon. If you play a 2 mana blocker, it's just not worth it. The Sensu Beams extend your plays. I don't play Objection, which is like the best card. Like it combos well with this, but this alone is really good, both offensively and defensively. Goku, I would not consider playing this card, at least not in the Vegeta deck, because if you miss, you literally like lost the mana for the turn. This guy doesn't do anything for you. So I actually ended up citing him most of my games 2 and 3s, especially towards the late of the tournament. But his targets are the drop 4 Goku, which what makes him good is critical. But since you play a drop 3 Vegeta, which is so much better, like easier to summon, and just as strong mostly in the early game, once you get late game where you would summon him, you would go for something better. The other target would be the drop 7 Goku. I honestly never used him for other than mana. If I got late game, I would prefer going into Beers or another Vegeta that has like triple strike or something, but he's good when he works because he doesn't let you block or counter. Then this card is an extra card that just stops an attack for free because it takes 1 mana, but it untaps 1 mana at the end. So on your turn on defense, you feel pretty safe if you have 1 to 2 of these. Then Whis is the only target that Bulma has, and this card I should have played 4. It just, you summon it, gives you a mana, so you're protecting next turn, and it just, next turn you're at an advantage, you get ahead of your opponent on mana. Beerus, most of the day he was okay, but then I played Red in top 8, and he's really good because Red, you need to get rid of their hits and their kappas or whatever it's called before they like hit you too much. And yeah, this gets rid of their guys because once they start evolving, you're in trouble. Piccolo, almost every color has a card like Piccolo, but this one's for blue, which is when you're at 4 or less, he blocks for free for 1,000 and draws you a card, so it's just plus. Then there's this Vegeta, which is my favorite one because it's the fastest to summon, well, besides the normal one. He draws you 2 on summon if you have 5 or more energy, whether it's evolved or just straight summons. The best card in the deck has to be the Sailing Vegeta because he pressures your opponent for just 3 cost, and he does exactly the same as your leader without having to pay your life. Then other Vegetas that I was playing was God Charge Vegeta, which has dual attack and critical, and 1 hit. The reason I was playing 2 1-hits is because it's technically free in the late game, because when you have 7 energy, you just evolve for free. You don't have to pay a cost, so you have really big late game turns. And then Beerus, I played at 2. I thought he was a lot more broken than he was, because like in concept he should like blow out, but there's a lot of cards in the game that I wasn't aware of, like the Frieza that taps and stuff like that don't let him be as good as he could be. But he's still a broken card. If he goes through, you win. And that's for the main deck.
Alright, let's check the side deck.
The side deck is built of almost everything that the main deck should have had. Like Champa should have been there. Goten should have been at least at a 2 or 3 in there. The Bulma should have been there. God Charge Vegeta, I know it looks weird at 1, but it's just because I wasn't sure which one was better, him or the 1-hit, so I just wanted the one I chose not against to have it somewhere. Especially since it's an odd number of cards in the side with 15. You can't just put a bunch of 4s because you have like you have 3 extra like random spots. This card I was playing it because it's similar to Champa, except it gives you a draw, but I didn't really like it because since it doesn't boost, the opponent could really block it and just like they could play around it pretty easy. And then Jaco, I don't know how you pronounce it, is like one of the better defensive combo cards because it bounces on opponent's combo. So like if they champo you and that would be game, you just combo with him and bounce the champo, and you have to deal with it later. But you have to play strategically so they can't beat you that turn. This game's all about surviving and then smashing their face on the following turn.
Nice. So how was your experience and how was the deck? Anything you would change?
I would change for sure the Goku engine. I would cut down on the big ones and eliminate the small one. I would add more Bulmas and Whis. Everything else was pretty good. The stuff in the side would probably go into the main. But yeah, I really like the Vegeta deck and it's powerful.
How do you like the game?
It's really fun, at least right now. It seems like there's a lot of decks that compete. It's not just like, oh, if you play this, you win. Like, I think in the top 4, like, all 4 decks are different.
Yeah, they were all different.
Yeah, so that's good. With such a small card pool for everything to be so varied.
Well, that's awesome, man. Thank you again for coming out to our tournament. We'll be having Dragon Ball Super every Saturday at 3. Thank you for the deck profile, and good luck in the future, man.
Thank you.
Double Dragoons, 3 of these, just 1 and 1.